When I was in high school, I played with the jazz band, and they said, "Hey, Nick, you need to play over some changes for something." I said, "Please no." My director said, "Yes, you're going to." And I said, "Please no." He said, "All right, fine." And then so during the actual show, he has us all play over the chord changes of the song. And he looks at me, I'm like, "No, no," and he says, "Yes," and he makes me do it. Right? I was like, "Ah," and it was just awful. Like, you know how like people applaud afterwards, and like, you know, you can kind of hear like people, you know, love the drum solos, whatever. After me, it was just, I was like, "Oh, that's pretty bad."
Like Alex, I started out being forced to take piano lessons when I was younger. So for the talent show, when I was like maybe 7 years old, I'll backtrack a little bit. Before this, I discovered that like people were doing like the fart thing with their armpit like that. I could never do that. But I found out like if I put like a straw in there and had it go up to my mouth, I could blow into that and it would make the noise. So like I would do that. So what I did for the talent show is I had that set up in front of like 200 parents and everyone. I go up on stage, I'm playing piano, I sit down, and I go there and I'm just playing along with what I'm doing.
Did you hear it?
Oh yeah, you can hear it. I was mic'd up. They loved it.
That was amazing.
That's hilarious.
That is pretty awesome. The most embarrassing story that I can think of is either the time where and both of them happened in high school. I tried to do 2 Hendrix tricks just because I thought I was cool. I played with my teeth one time, but I actually chipped one of my like front.
That hurts.
For doing that. And then the other one was Bob O'Reilly by the Who, track number 1 off. I think it's 1970 is when Who's Next was released, 70 or 71. That part was like. You know. I put my guitar behind the head to try to do that, but I ended up playing the completely wrong key, and I was like, dun 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 dun. It sounded horrible, and I threw up on spot. Just kidding, I didn't throw up. But I did do that, yeah.
So mine actually happened this past summer. So I was working at this hotel called the Grand Hotel in Mackinac Island, Michigan, and we were playing in this room called the Terrace Room, which is where everyone dances at the end of the night. We're on stage, and the stage is about a foot off the floor, and there are like monitors in front of my stand, and there are people like just milling about, you know, and we're about to go on break. I'm trying to get off stage so that I can go take my 15-minute break or whatever, and I'm wearing heels, and I did not wear heels after this night for this reason, because the cable that was connected to one of the monitors in front of my stand like caught on my heel, so I was like trying to figure out what was wrong with my shoe, and I didn't realize that I was like leaning over the edge of the stage, so I just fell in like slow motion. And rather than the whole room laughing, the more embarrassing part is that it was a bunch of like middle-aged men, and they were like, "Holy crap, are you okay?" Like, oh my god, and they all rushed over to me and tried to help me up, and I was like, I fell like a foot. It's okay, like I'm fine.
So, freshman year of high school, the talent show came around, and I liked this girl.
Oh, this is really funny.
I thought, you know what? It's time to be a little courageous, and I had this idea for a grand gesture to let this girl know I liked her, and so I was going to dedicate the song I was playing to her at the talent show. It was Your Song by Elton John. And I didn't have her number, but I just got the phone. And so I was communicating with her through like my friend, because she was a grade below me. And I was like, made sure she was going to the show and everything. She said, "Yeah, I'll be there." And so, okay, we got this. So I went up there and dedicated to her, and the performance went really well. People loved it, and I found out afterwards that she actually didn't come, and so
Poor Alex.
So yeah.
I used to do really cheesy, corny theater shows for amusement parks, and you know, we were doing. It was a British pop show that I was doing one year, and we had to wear these god-awful go-go boots. And during our Austin Powers set, we we do this choreography that are on these steps that were leading off of the front of the stage. And somebody decided to spill soda on one of the steps. So here I am doing my pivot turn, and then all of a sudden I go whoop-ah! Just like fall 5 feet, like flat on my face.
Yes.
I literally did. I had a bruise. I had a bruise and everything. And everybody. It was like one of those scenes where like you see the person fall and everybody gasps and they're just like ah, So that was pretty much awful.
I've got like I was forced into taking piano at some when I was a kid too, and I was presenting like a brass quintet that I had written then, and it's like if it's your own work, you want it to sound like the best that it can be when it's for its first performance. And so it was what the French horn player did right before we went on stage was she comes up to me and says, "I've lost my music." Like straight up. Doesn't know where it is or anything like that. So
I remember this.
Yeah, Reagan was on it then. So I pull up my computer and I pull up like a PDF file of the music, and I'm like, okay, read off this. Make sure you don't close it out or shut off the computer or anything like that. And that's exactly what happens.
No.
Classic.
So she played the entire part memorized then, and basically from that.
Did it crash?
It didn't crash. Like
Yeah, it went pretty well.
it actually went like it was pretty well received for that night, but it was like, come on, really?
Well, my most embarrassing moment on stage was the third song on my junior recital.
Oh, shit.
When I played this song that no one has ever heard of called Brasileiro by Ray Oviedo. And it's a Latin song. Yes, exactly. And it's a Latin song, and the reason why I chose it was literally so I could appear to be smart. So when I introduced the song, I said, you'll hear a lot of things like a conga de comparsa pattern, a Mozambique, you'll also hear a songo, and of course the traditional 3-2 clave samba. Then I count the song off, and on beat 3 of the first bar, I dropped my stick. And I mean, what more do you want me to say?
Well, did the song crash, or did you pick yourself back up?
No, I stopped the song.
Oh, you stopped.
I said, and then I picked up the mic again. I said, just kidding, guys.
You're a stinky stew,
Did that actually
John.
happen?
Don't stroll down Penny Lane.